It is always the most fun when this guy stops by. It's never boring.
Hello.
For sure. We got YUNGBLUD at Alt 98.7.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good, man. I'm really good.
Are you sure you're really good?
I mean, I've been through a bit of an ordeal, but I'm here.
Let's talk about the passport.
I got my passport nicked in London.
What happened?
I mean, it's a bit of a funny story because the day before, I was out with friends and I was wearing this like raincoat that looks a bit like a Liam Gallagher kind of raincoat.
Love it.
And I was inside this bar at night time, and they were like, "Why don't you take your raincoat off? It's red hot." And I was like, "I'm not gonna take my coat off. Some tinker's gonna nick it." And then the next day, I take my coat off. Someone nicks my coat with my passport in.
I'm so that's like such a pain.
I know. It's just like, what?
You had to cancel a couple of shows.
I did, but we got to play the Isle of Wight festival in the UK.
Awesome.
Because the promoter was just like, "Yo, you're stranded in town. You may as well come play." I was like, sick!
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't know. I saw that you had played Isle of Wight. I didn't know it was as a result of the passport.
Just like, well, how long are you here for? I was like, well, I can't get out till Monday because of like passport and visas and blah blah blah. So it was just like, do you want to come play the Isle of Wight? I was like, yeah, I want to come play the Isle of Wight.
That worked out.
It was rock and roll.
That
man.
was nice. That was good. I want to talk a little bit just about the year that you have. It feels, from the outside looking in, feels like you've had a bonkers year.
Mental, like
Bananas
bonkers. Like
year.
that's so British. It's been bonkers, man. It's been bonkers.
How has it been? Like, has it felt different to you?
Absolutely. It's kind of just like we were kind of driving and it just went.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like we at the Nitros, and it's, I don't know. Everyone's just kind of embraced it, and the community that is kind of surrounding YUNGBLUD is just growing and growing and growing every day at a rate that we're kind of so shocked at. Every day we're just like, whoa. And I don't know, man. I think the mentality's not changed. It's like us, just me and my two best mates, just connecting to the people we love, and they're shouting at us back. And it's always just a conversation, but it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger kind of by the minute, which is mental.
I definitely feel like you are the type of guy that is very well equipped to handle that sort of like burst of success.
Oh, man, it's just fun.
Good.
Do you know what I mean? Because everyone can get down and be like, oh, man, I've got to go and get out of a car and there's all these cameras, and I'm just like, whatever, man, it's fun.
Good.
You know what I mean? It's only music, innit? Stop being daft.
Sure. There's a new song out right now with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yes, there is.
This seems like it came about very, very quickly.
Oh, dude, as always with these collaborations, Kells just hits me up and he's like, are you in LA? I'm like, yeah, I am. He was like, do you want to come and I've had this idea that I think you'd kind of be perfect for. And I was like, he's like, do you want to come over tonight? I was like, yeah, sick. And he was like, I've got a dinner planned. And I was like, cool. And I've got something to do in the evening because we're all very busy, aren't we?
Of course.
And I just went round and we just wrote in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, the idea of that is incredible. When you think about all of the work that goes into some songs.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, we just wanted to do something that was simple with an honest message that kind of reminded us of us being 13, being total outsiders and crying in our bedrooms, listening to like Blink or like The Used or something. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. We've talked about this before, and it seems to continue to be the case, is that sometimes the best art works that way, when you can just crank it out in 20 minutes.
Dude,
and it flows through.
That was it, man, because we are kind of we have such similar energies. We're just like, like looking at each other, screaming at each other in the room, and it just came out.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was on the mic, then he was on the mic, then I was on the mic. It was like, we should get Travis to play on this, and Travis was so down. And then we produced it, and then it was kind of done. And we were just kind of, we're on the same label, so we're like, what do you think? And everyone was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of putting it out because we just were mates, and we wanted to do a rock song.
Yeah.
As I say, we're just, again, two artists who just love rock music and kind of deeply care about it. And we just put it out, and the response has been crazy. It's kind of flying, and I'm like, what?
It's great. It's great. I mean, again, that's the world that you want to live in, where two artists can kind of get together, do what they want to do, just put it out because they want to put it out, and then there's the reaction.
Dude, and it was just, I think that's it, man. It's like, people can tell the honesty behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The message is about, like, just embracing yourself for embracing your insecurities, embracing what other people don't like about you, because if you like it about you, then that's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the song says, like, I think there's something wrong with me, but the title's called I Think I'm Okay. And it's like, yeah, there is something wrong with me, but I'm okay with that because I like it.
It's an important message, and one that I don't think that you can get out enough.
Yeah, man, completely. As I say, like that was me, and we kind of wrote that selfishly to kind of just say to ourselves, do you know what, Dom? You hate yourself, but it's cool. It's okay. You know, and it's mental.
Sure. Where are you at with your music right now?
I mean, there's a project coming.
Yeah.
Like, there's a project coming very soon. Like, as I say, there's so much music ready, and I'm kind of just releasing it when it feels right.
Okay.
But it's all coming to, going to accumulate to a project very soon, and there's going to be a date for that really soon, I promise. And there's a comic book coming with kind of music in it. It's like, I don't know, man. I just want to serve my fan base, meet new people, and just do something that's not really been done yet.
Yeah. Well, I understand that obviously with new music and a new project, there is you want to announce things when they're ready to be announced. But I did want to ask, and again, answer what you can answer. Is there, like, where are you at right now? Like, is there a theme with this new music?
Absolutely, man. This theme is kind of like, it goes up a notch. It goes up a notch, and it talks about the fans and the people I've met and the story. For the first project, I had 21 years of my life to kind of write it.
Sure, yeah.
What is kind of so special to me about the connection with my fan base is it's not me and them, it's us. That's what it is. YUNGBLUD is, I'm 50% of what YUNGBLUD is.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are the other 50%, and it's so apparent. If you come to one of my shows, it's so rowdy because it's not like I'm going to sing a song and you're going to shut up, and then you're going to cheer and I'm going to shut up. It's just this massive conversation because it's a bunch of people who feel like they could never talk to anyone until we found each other. So this next project is about the stories that I heard from them. And that's what's important to me. The first one was about me. This one's about them.
It's a very punk rock attitude, and it's very punk rock in its sense of community. We're all in this together.
It's literally a community. It's like we're all a community of lonely people, but that makes us less lonely because we're less lonely together.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what all of the best art does, I think.
Dude, and it's I'm excited. Like, sonically, it's kind of stepping up because I'm not just in a basement in Soho anymore. It's kind of like, oh, wow, you're recording this on a fancy microphone. I'm like, wow, I can't. Do you mean I can't smoke in here and blow the smoke into the microphone?
My guess is if you smoke, they'll be just fine.
Yeah, it's all right,
okay. Tell us about the comic. Is it comic book graphic
novel?
Yeah,
it's comic book graphic novel, man. It's like whatever. I just couldn't. Again, like I love telling stories, and I want. Like, it was always about building a world for me, because for me, the artists I learned from, my biggest inspirations told me that if you didn't fit a mold in this world, man, just build your own.
Yeah.
And I wanted to genuinely, physically build a world. Artistically, we can metaphorically build a world through an album, but I wanted to literally, visually, back to front, up, down, side to side, slap on the knee, build a world that people can fall into.
Yeah.
You know?
The idea of something like that is always very kind of sexy, but the actuality of it is probably a little bit daunting. It's a big
it's very stressful, but it's fine. As I say, it kind of tells the story of a place called Black Hearts High School, where young people are forced to wear masks and medicated to dull their personalities in order to fit in modern day society. Yet there is this group of people called the Ritalin Club, who are people that managed to take the masks off and see and understand what was happening to them. And the kind of it's called The Twisted Tales of the Ritalin Club, and it tells the story of the Ritalin Club kind of being battling with the high school and trying to kind of get the people to realize what's happening to them. So it's a bit like British high school hockey sticks meets Watchmen. You know what I mean?
So is Netflix already called?
I don't know, man. It's like everyone always keeps telling me secrets. I think there's some good stuff in the bag, so I'm like sick.
There's definitely a 10-episode Netflix special.
That'd be crazy. That'd be mental, wouldn't it?
How have the shows been so far? I know we're real early on in the U.S. leg.
The East Coast, man, was mental.
It's been going well?
It was just mad.
Yeah.
Like, Because this tour sold out so quick. That's what I couldn't believe. We were like, we put it up and it had gone, the whole thing in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, brace yourself, because the people who were there, like, were waiting to be there.
That's great. Yeah.
And it's like, it's been mental. Like, the lines have been crazy. It's just been a bit like pandemonium.
Well,
you know, it's been mad. And I don't know, it's just the connection and the love and the energy just made me just smile, like.
Well, yeah, how could it not? Because I went to the show in New York, and kind of like you described earlier, it's very much a community.
Yeah, it's mad.
It's not this group of, small group of people who know everything in the middle of the crowd, and then some other people checking it out. Like, all of these people are in, and they are all in.
Dude,
It's been
crazy.
Great.
It's just like, sometimes when I get tired, I'm just like, and they're louder than me.
Yeah.
And it's a bit like lazy, innit? My soundman's like, you're getting lazy. I'm like, nah, man, I'm like,
Nice
I just
having
love
help.
feeling like last night. I remember we were in San Francisco last night, and I missed one of my cues because I couldn't hear the guitar in my own ears. And he plays a thing,
Yeah.
and I missed my first 2 lines of the song because they were screaming that loud. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's a good problem to have.
I mean, yeah, it's good. It's good rock and roll.
Absolutely. Cool. So you're doing the West Coast now.
Yeah.
What's the plan for the rest of the year? I know that the comic book graphic novels come in October.
Comic books coming. I'm just gonna say it because I don't care. My manager's gonna like be well arsey at me, but there's a fall tour been announced.
Awesome. Great.
Yep, in the US of A.
We love that.
I just like love touring all the time.
Yeah.
And people apparently love coming, so I'm just like, let's go. Let's like, don't take me off tour till I'm like belonging a nursing home and I've got no legs.
Well, what's the chance of hearing some new songs on these shows? Then?
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
As I say, like, Parents just came out. We started playing that. We're just putting a new MGK song into the set. And again, like, there's going to be new songs before you know it. Like, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Just keep your eyes peeled.
Well, it's definitely been a very fun year, kind of like we said at the beginning of the
Oh, and we're only
conversation.
just getting started.
That's what it feels like, man. It feels like we're still on the roller coaster and it's still inching up. Absolutely, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a
Can't
lot
wait,
of
man.
fun. Absolutely.
Love
Always good
you.
to see you, my
You're a
man.
man, rock and
Absolutely,
roll
for
star.
Sure, for sure.
Love you.
It is YUNGBLUD. It is Alt 98.7. There we go.